Hey, welcome back to the Roadkill Bros. This is Just a Sip. I'm Dode.
Rice?
Yep, and today we're doing two different ales, good for the cooler months. I'm doing my second tasting room special from Boulevard Westside Rye Ale. Bryce, he's got something from Sam Adams.
Yeah, Sam Adams. It's a new seasonal for this year called the Cold Snap. The name kind of says a lot into what they're going for with the beer. So we'll go over that one as well.
Yeah, all right, you want to crack into yours now, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and start us off here. There you go. So the Cold Snap is, again, the name Cold Snap is simply snapping the cold of winter is kind of the intent with it, and we'll get a nice little pour out here for you. Subliminal advertising there with the Manchester United glass. So it's an unfiltered white ale that has orange, coriander, and the fun one is there's some plum in there as well.
Oh, yeah, that should be pretty interesting.
And it gives it a nice, even, fruity, smooth kind of flavor that, again, is very intent to say, hey, just a reminder as you're freezing your tush off, spring is coming, and it's
I like
not too far away.
Look of it. It's got a nice head going for it.
Yeah, nice head going. It's like I said, it's an unfiltered, and I'll turn the logo away that way you can see it a little better. But it's got a nice haze to it. Very similar in color to a Blue Moon, if you will. But there is, you can tell, I mean, maybe it's a little hard to see with the camera, but there is a little bit of a, if you're holding it away from your face, it's got a little bit of an orange and the purplish hue to it. You can definitely kind of tell and smell the plum, in the nose, so which is something that's kind of cool. It's got the Hallertau, Mittelfront, Noble hops, so they're picking the good hops there for this seasonal. But again, the real interesting thing that I think is great that kind of gives it that pop from a lot of beers that you may never have tried before is that plum that's in there. So I had the opportunity to taste this when they were doing a promotion for it at a bar here in Phoenix, and
Yeah.
I'll tell you what, it's great. I got this awesome T-shirt there, and I have a Sam Adams trucker hat that I got as well. That if you tune in and watch the sports episode that we'll have for you, I'll have the Sam Adams hat on then. So you have to watch that episode too.
All right, great. Okay, well, and the taste on it, anything?
It's really got a nice little bite to it. Again, the coriander, the spice kind of wakes up your taste buds a little bit. It is easy to drink. It's not too heavy. Technically, it's a seasonal beer. It's not it's not one that you're going to go out and have an entire 6-pack necessarily. But
Okay.
you can sip on three or so and not get too full and have a nice even afternoon with them.
All right.
5.3 is the ABV on this one, by the way. For those.
And what would you rate this on your own scale? It doesn't have, I do a 100-point scale, but you can rate it.
No, that's what we did. Yeah, that's what we did at the ballpark. For me, it's got a great nose to it, which is important. Again, you do get a little bit of the plum in there. The orange and the coriander really come out in the taste on the back end, but it's kind of smooth too. It's got a great finish to it. Quite frankly, as far as new seasonal beers go, you're not going to find a whole lot better, especially from a brewer that can go nationally like Sam Adams can with its sales. So I think the highest on our beer rating that I gave out was a 91 during our ballpark competition. And quite frankly, this is right up there. This one gets an 89 for me. This is one of the best spring seasonals I think I've ever had.
All right.
I get excited. I get excited every time I get to pop one open. So
I can tell, man. Great. Okay, yeah. And so, great, 89. Now I'm going to get into this West Side Rye Ale. Pulled up their website. It's 5.2%. by volume, alcohol by volume, 36 IBUs. The malts are extensive. It's got a pale malt, a malted rye. It's 30% malted rye, says that on the bottle. Amber malt, melanoidin malt, and midnight wheat. But like I said, 30% rye, so it's heavy on the rye. Gets an 81 is the average score on Beer Advocate. We'll see if I feel better about it. I usually rate better than they do on average, but we'll see what happens here. So pop it open. And it's my Sam Adams glass.
Oh, we should have traded glasses.
Yeah. You can keep yours, man. Oh, wow. It's really foamy. Got tons of little... That almost looks like a soda on the inside where the bubbles are on the side of the glass. You got bubbles coming up from the bottom due to the etching and just sticking everywhere on the glass. It's definitely brown. In my perspective, I should maybe get like a light to shine through this. It's not quite as dark as what the camera's picking up. Definitely can see my fingers through it. The head, though, is super strong, 3-4 fingers. It looks super pillowy, fluffy cloud. Just kind of want to lay in it. The bubbles are extremely tiny, and then a couple big ones popping up here and there. And it's got a... You notice the rye, and it's very bready. It smells like a really good lager, which is interesting. It's not as, even though it's got tons of malts in it, it's not overpoweringly malty. Definitely a nice balance of malt and some hops there. And we'll, let's see, dig into it. Wow, that is, I'm assuming, I was just thinking like it's tons of rye. It's pretty brown, but visibly you can see through it. I was going to think it was going to be medium to heavy on the palate, and it is super light. It's, once you cut through that foam at the top, the head, it's almost got it almost feels like Budweiser. It's just super, super light, easy to drink. Like the head's a little bit creamy in there, but when it's just the liquid on your tongue, it's super light. There's a little bit of, I'm not quite sure how to describe it. I mean, it tastes slightly malty. It's not really, I was thinking it was going to be a lot bolder in flavor. I'm just trying to, there's really not that much flavor going on. It's almost kind of disappointing. I'm not even quite sure. It just sort of tastes almost sort of woody with a bit of astringency, light nuttiness. It's got sort of a pecan thing. Earlier, the previous episode had a beer that it was like pecans, but sort of candied, almost caramely. This is just sort of pecan. It's pecan. You cracked it open, and you didn't clean that like brown stuff off of it. That like the stuff that gets in the cracks that adds that bitterness. That's exactly what this tastes like. This just tastes like a pecan. I don't know.
It's like the pecan skins.
It's not. I was expecting more since it's this tasting room special edition that they just put out there, and especially since I gave their Mid-Coast IPA a real high 80s score. Really liked that one. It was packed full of flavor. But this one, it just, I would say, pecans, mostly the weird skin-like film that's on the inside.
Huh.
So because of that, I am, like I said, Beer Advocate gave it an 81. I'm going to give it an 80. It's drinkable. It's almost sessionable. And I don't know, 81. All right, well.
By the way,
huh?
I forgot to put the Beer Advocate score for this Cold Snap from Sam Adams is 79.
79. Okay, and you gave it, what'd you give it? 89?
89.
Yeah, and the thing, Beer Advocate, really snobby. I mean, they're all, I mean, it's there to be judgmental and maybe we're too forgiving. I don't know, but
I just love the flavor of it, of this one. It's just my cup of tea. I like spiced ales.
if it tastes good, you know, it tastes good. I
Drink
mean,
it.
I still drink Bush most of the time, so. Yeah.
Exactly.
All right.
But heavy.
Well, thanks for sticking around this episode. It was a lot of fun. We're going to go ahead and film the weekly sports report, and we'll have that up as well in a few moments. Take care.